loves. Welcome to a new episode of Sexy and Healing with Yoli. Okay, today we are diving into things I wish I knew before moving on to a new relationship too quickly. These things that I'm going to share with you would have saved me from so much shit in my relationships. And I'm sharing them with you because I want you to not have to go through all this shit and then be like, what's going on in these relationships that I keep attracting? But instead, know exactly what you need to work on and do before getting into a new relationship so you can actually attract the relationship that you desire. Okay, let's get to it. Number one, the number one thing that I wish I had a deeper understanding on before moving into a new relationship is self love. Okay, self love. Why self love? First, let's get to what does self love mean. Self love means putting yourself first. 100% putting yourself first. And that may sound like, okay, but that's like me putting myself first all the time. Yes, all the time, putting yourself first. And it can feel like, okay, but what about other people? Like, I want to put others first too, especially in relationships. I get it. I get it. We are taught if you want your partner to love you, then you got to do everything for them, make them happy, right? Trust me, I know. Okay. What this comes down to is putting yourself first in even like the smallest way before you show up in your relationships, before you give to others, right? Before you move on to a new relationship. Whether you're like in a relationship or you're single, it's putting yourself first before showing up for the other person, right? And this can be in the smallest things. Like let's say um you this is just an example, right? Like you want to wake up in the morning and just take some time for yourself, but you're like, no, I can't. Like, I have to get up. I have to make my partner breakfast and make sure his lunch is ready before he goes to work or blah, blah, blah. So then you're like, I'll wait to do what I need to do for me. I need to do this first. What happens is then you start to not fill your cup. You know, you've heard that, like filling up your cup. But not only not filling up your cup, I love to talk about energy because everything is literally energy. That's another thing I wish I knew. I didn't write that in here, but everything is literally energy. And we are beings radiating energy 24/7. Everything radiates energy, like this rose that I'm holding, right? Like my hoops have like their own energy. My computer that I'm recording on has its own, like everything has a frequency and an energy. When you say, okay, I'm going to tend to them first and then I'll tend to me, what you're writing in your energy is, I'm not a priority. And then we wonder why we feel shitty in our relationships and we feel like they don't prioritize us. That's what you're writing in your energy. It's not, you're not like, I'm going to write this in my energy. It's so subconscious because of like programming that maybe you witnessed growing up. Like that's what it was. You know, you cater to your man. That then it becomes like unconscious actions that then like create the energy that we broadcast out. Self love is such a key one. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay. I was one of those people in the relationship where I wanted to make sure the house was clean, that they came home to a clean house, that there was always food, that they had lunch, all of these things, right? Like, because that's what I thought like it has to be that way in order for me to keep them happy and show that I love them, but then I wasn't doing things for me first or prioritizing my needs first before then completely, going in for my partner, right? So it was always like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do for them? And then I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking of like what I needed to do for me, to be honest. Like that wasn't even like a thought in my head at times. Now, before going into the relationship or going into any relationship, right? I remember in the beginning when I was still single. And I'm sharing this because the examples I feel like just make more sense than me just talking about like you need to prioritize yourself. So I would do this thing and I started doing it again because it actually like worked very well. Where before bed I would put my phone on airplane mode. Like 10 o'clock p.m. my phone is on airplane mode, like we're not talking anymore. Right? I put my phone on airplane mode not just to get bothered. I do it for other things because you don't want your phone like constantly looking for other signals and Wi-Fi and stuff while you're trying to sleep. My Wi-Fi gets turned off at night too. Anyways, that's a whole nother thing. I would do that every night. And then my phone would stay on airplane mode until 9 a.m. So I wasn't looking at my phone as soon as I woke up. I wasn't responding to no messages as soon as I woke up, nothing. My phone was off 10 p.m. on 9 a.m. So when I was like in the dating phase, I would not respond to anybody until it was like 9 a.m. But I would wake up early, do everything I had to do for me, do my workouts, get breakfast ready, get ready for my day. And then I would, 9 a.m., okay, I already did things for myself. I already prioritized myself. Now I would take my phone off of airplane mode and then I would respond. Right? This is so key, you guys. This is so key. It's something that I've started to do again because I remembered how well it worked. This is so key to prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first, to loving yourself first, and then sharing the love with others. Key. What happened was then I got into a relationship and I stopped doing those things for myself. So remembering, okay, what was I doing to prioritize myself and continuing those things? Sometimes we get lost in the sauce and then we forget to do things for ourselves because we're so like deep in the relationship now, which is something that we don't realize, right? Like we don't realize the things that are working for us and then how like unconsciously we then start like picking up other traits that we're like, oh, I'm never gonna do this in a relationship, and then that's exactly what we're doing in a relationship, right? So it's like continuing to remember, okay, how can I put myself first, even if it's for 5 minutes before responding back to someone, like if you're in the dating world, before responding back to a text, or in the mornings before I'm like before you're checking your phone, because you don't want to just right away give your energy away, right? That's like a huge like a huge no if you're trying to fully practice self-love and prioritizing yourself so that your energy broadcasts I am a priority and put me first because I put myself first. Okay, that's key. Like that's key. Write that shit down. Okay, number 2, self-worth. Like knowing your worth. Literally knowing your worth. Okay, it's not about, oh, you know what? I'm just going to just um put up with whatever because that's just life and I don't deserve more, or like you think you don't deserve more because you're like, there's nothing more out there, blah blah blah. So then you like lower your worth, right? You're like, I want this and this and this and this and this in a relationship, and then you're doing those things for you, right? You're going to the gym, you're eating good, like you're doing what you gotta do for yourself, you're healing your shit, and then you get into a relationship, and then it's like, oh well, I guess maybe I can accept less. Excuse me? No, 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 no. No, you have not been working on yourself so hard to accept less, to lower your self-worth, to feel like, okay, maybe I'm not worthy of something better. Maybe I'm not that worthy. Like maybe there's nothing better for me. There is always something better for you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, if you're in the dating world, okay, and you're gonna lower your self-worth just to be in a relationship with somebody, let me tell you, God always has something better for you, okay? Wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, and however much you've healed, you're going to attract something within that frequency. Then again, right? God, source, is going to test you like, okay, are you going to continue to grow? Or are you growing and then I'll throw someone your way and then you're just going to say, fuck all this growth. I just want to be in a relationship. Mm-mm. Are you really willing to grow and then attract someone who's like, yeah, I want to grow with them? Or are you growing and then they throw someone at you who's like, okay, this person is someone they would be with if they weren't really growing? Are they going to continue to grow or are they going to go back down? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Don't lower your worth. Do not. Okay, number three. Number three. Balancing the masculine and the feminine in a relationship and like when dating. And what do I mean by this? Okay, so I'm pretty sure you've all heard of the terms masculine and feminine energy, right? We all have both masculine and feminine energies, right? However, women, we are naturally more feminine and men are naturally more masculine. It's like, that's just the natural things, right? I remember I was very more in my masculine because growing up, I always had to be like the protector of my family, right? Like I was the oldest, so I had to protect my siblings. I had to like protect my mom. I had to be the tough one and the protector and make sure they were safe. So naturally, I grew up with more of like this masculine energy of like, you can't fuck with me. Like, so it was hard for me to soften up and be like super like feminine and allow myself um to be protected because I had to be the protector. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know I was doing this. Like I had no clue that I was more like in my masculine than I was in my feminine. I mean, who teaches you these things, right? And then there's men who are more in their feminine than they are in their masculine. It's like a whole thing. And also like if someone is more masculine, then the other person has to be more feminine because it has to like balance out. And it's like this whole thing. When you begin to recognize, okay, it's okay to be in my masculine as a woman because I'm a woman. So I'm like giving the example for a woman. when I'm like working or hustling or like, growing a business or whatever, like that's like the masculine, like the doing what you gotta do to make your money, this and that, right? But sometimes we get so caught in that masculine of like, oh, I could do it all on my own. I can provide for myself. I can protect myself, da 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 da, which is like very much where I was at. And I remember, I remember very specifically, my mom one day told me, don't ever, ever depend on a man. Always get your own because a man can always just leave you and then you're going to be like, what? Which I understand what she meant by that because I went through it. But also that there was this fear of her not being able to be in her feminine to receive support from the masculine, that then she was putting that fear onto me. And so then I grew up thinking that way, like, okay, I can't trust men, period. And if I'm in a relationship, like, you over there, I'm over here, like, I can't trust you. I'm gonna make my money, you make your money. And then if we try to come together, like, I don't know, are you gonna really like hold it down? And then guess what? You end up attracting someone who can't hold it down because that's like what you called in energetically, and it's this whole thing. So it's seeing how, okay, where is my masculine energy and where is my feminine energy in like dating, in relationships? Am I very in my masculine of I could do it all on myself, I don't need a man? Or am I in my masculine of okay, I can make my own money and work, but I but I'm also in my feminine of allowing myself to receive, allowing my man to provide if he wants to provide, even if I make my own money, feeling safe with a man providing, with a man being the protector, and knowing that you don't have to be on guard, and all of this comes from doing your own inner healing. Bro, healing, I just said, bro, I have a son. That's how he talks to me, and I talk to him sometimes like that. Um, Healing is so, so key to all of these things because you can't expect yourself to just know self love, like, oh, I'm just going to start prioritizing myself, period. Oh, I'm just going to start seeing my worth. That's it. Oh, I'm just going to see, like, am I my masculine or am I my feminine? Okay, I'm a masculine here, but I'm just going to be in my feminine over here. Like, you can't just do that because we're so programmed from childhood that we carry these things that maybe it'll work for like a day or two, maybe a month, but then you go back to the same shit because your body, your nervous system is not used to it, right? Your conscious brain doesn't even know to continue to put yourself first or see your worth or allow yourself to feel safe and feminine around the man. If you've never felt safe around a man, like, it's it's all a combination of recognizing these things. That's why, like, this is so important. Like, you listening to this is already so huge in your healing journey because you're already seeing, oh, okay, self-love, self-worth, understanding, am I more in my masculine or am I more in my feminine, and where is that stemming from? Right? Like, this is a huge, huge step in healing and in attracting healthier relationships and relationships that you actually desire and that make you feel safe and where you can be soft and feminine, but also be like that sexy lioness and be loved for both, and not be like, oh, you're too much or you're two over here, you're two. It's like that balance between the both. It's, oh my gosh, my computer always like shuts on me. Okay. It's a combination of recognizing these things and also doing the inner work, the inner healing work to release all the stuff that has kept you feeling like putting yourself first is not okay or feeling like you're not worthy of more or feeling like no, I can't trust men. I need to like be my own provider and protector. All those things, all those things will follow you until you begin to heal them from the root. Okay? And recognizing them is so huge. Like, recognizing them is huge, and it's going to completely help you with knowing what to do and what to work on before moving on into a new relationship or in your current relationship or in the dating world. Okay, my love. If you want to work on these things, you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Yoli de la Torre _ I'm an intuitive energy healer. I do work around intuition, energy healing, and self love to get you right, to help you heal things from the root cause so that you can stop attracting the same shit and attract new things that you actually desire in the relationships that feel safe. Okay, I'm going to end it there. I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.